What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. This is Danell Trains, where we talk all things health and fitness. And today we're going to talk about how to develop a winning mindset to lose weight. All right, thank you for tuning into my channel. I know that if your goal is to lose weight, that you are going to benefit greatly from what I have to say in this video. So before we do that, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and turn on those post notifications so that you know when I drop another video. All right, so the reason I'm talking about this today is because I've worked with hundreds of people and it has been rare. Like, I don't know if there's really been an actual case of somebody who's done any like mindset preparation before they came to me looking for personal training or some type of coaching. So I want to talk today about what it is you need to do, because when you're looking for what you need to be eating or a training program to be on, that's great, because those are like really big aspects of it, and I've talked about that in previous videos, like the importance of diet and exercise among it was, I think, 7 factors I gave you guys of what all influences your weight and body composition. So go ahead and check that out. I'll put that up there. You can check that out after this video. But the reason I want to talk about this is for that reason, because the edge that you want is not going to come from your training program or the diet you're on. There are so many different ways of eating that can lead to you losing weight, and there are like literally thousands of different ways that you can train that will also lead to you losing weight. So the edge really isn't there. The edge is what's between your ears. How are you approaching your goal of losing weight? And most people approach it from purely a physical standpoint and with willpower. And if you're doing it that way, you're probably not going to succeed, just like the majority of people that try to lose weight every year. So I want to save you from that. I want to teach you here today how to prepare your mind so that you can be successful, not just reaching your health and fitness goal for whatever the weight it is that you want to be, but so that you can maintain it and even probably go beyond that, because as we'll talk about today, there's so much more to this than just reaching a number. All right, so the first thing that I want you to do is to write down why you want to lose weight, and you need to go beyond the scale. This is not about a target weight. This is not about a number of pounds lost. This is about what will be different about your life once you reach that target weight, or once you lose that amount of pounds. What do you want your body to be able to do? What are your expectations in terms of your health? Has your doctor told you flat out, you need to lose 50 to 60 pounds for your condition to get better? Or that when you were at a certain weight that you just felt better, you had more energy, you slept better, you felt more comfortable in your own skin, and you realized that, hey, like, I just don't feel good being in the physical condition that I'm currently in. So you need to go deep. You need to think about that, because there are benefits that you have attached to weight loss that you need to really you need to unattach it, because weight loss is a byproduct of a lot of different things. But weight loss does not always imply that you'll experience other benefits. Now, of course, when you lose weight, yes, that will take pressure off your joints. So there's that's one thing, that if you lose weight, that's gonna improve that situation. But honestly, it won't be the cure-all, because you may take pressure off of your joints, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a joint issue that still needs to be addressed. So let's say that relieving the pain in your joints is the reason or a big part of the reason why you want to lose weight, well, you can actually start to improve your joint health before you reach your target weight. You know, and I'm not talking about as you lose weight, it'll get better. I'm talking about week one, what you can actually start to do things that will make your joints feel better. But you have to have a clear picture of that's what you're targeting. Because if you say, like most people, oh, I just want to lose weight, oh, I just want to lose weight, then you're not going to be focused on doing the things that will start to show you those immediate results of relieving that joint pain, right? So once you get that down, that's what this is all about. You're writing that down because then you can really start to look up, research what you need to do in order to experience the benefits that you've attached to weight loss. Or you can start looking up, okay, how can you get your body to do this or do that? You know, and then if it's more emotional or mental, you can really start looking into, okay, how do I, you know, start to change my mind about how do I build confidence in myself regardless of my weight or how I look or whatever the case is. Because the fact of the matter is, you have to love yourself where you're at now. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter what physical condition you're in or what weight you are. You should love yourself where you're at. And that will only improve your relationship with yourself, will only improve as you take better care of yourself physically. You know, and the way you look, your weight will be irrelevant because that relationship will just continue to get better. And it's not because of an aesthetic or a number, it's because you're actually participating in self-care, which is good. All right, so that's the first step. Write it down, go deep. I know I went kind of deep into that aspect of it, but that is very important because if you don't have a clear vision, then it's going to be really hard to find a path to where you want to go, or where you need, or find a path that you need to go down, rather. Okay, now the second step is, and this is going to be hard because this calls for self-awareness. And you need to write down some unhealthy habits that you know you have. Okay? So, you know, think about this. I'm going to help you out here. Do you overeat? Do you tend to snack on a lot of processed junk food? Do you tend to drink too much in social situations? Are you sedentary? Do you stay up too late and you're always tired because you didn't get enough sleep? You know, do you not drink enough water? You don't drink water, but you'll drink a ton of pop or alcoholic beverages. You need to write these things down and face them, okay? Like, self-awareness is one of the biggest tools that you will need along your journey to reaching your health and fitness goals, whether it's weight loss or something else. Self-awareness is key to being able to be successful, reaching the goals, but sustaining them. Because if you aren't self-aware, that's when you start to kind of just fall off and revert back to some habits that, you know, got you to a place that you didn't want to be with your weight and with your health. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do is you need to prepare your mind, your body, to be okay with making time. All right, so what you're embarking on here is a lifestyle change. Wow, can y'all hear that train? That train is really loud. All right, but you're embarking on making a lifestyle change. So that means you're gonna be doing things that don't fit into your typical schedule. So that may call for some sacrifice. Like I just mentioned, if you're staying up too late so you're not getting enough sleep, well, you may have to go to sleep earlier and wake up earlier as well. So you may have to go to sleep 2 hours earlier than you normally would so that you can wake up an hour earlier to exercise or to prepare for the day, so that you have, you know, breakfast and snacks and stuff ready for the day. But that's a big deal because, you know, we're all short on time. The average working adult is not gonna have enough time in a day to do everything that they want to do. But this is important. You have to take care of yourself. Okay. So start, you know, preparing yourself to, you know, maybe this involves you doing some time blocking so that you know when you want to exercise, or when you want to, you know, sit down and plan out your meals or meal prep, uh, when you want to get your workout gear together, get set up for all that stuff. You need to do some time blocking, put some things into your calendar so that when it's time to do something, you get a little alarm that tells you, okay, in 30 minutes you need to be working out. So this is huge because, you know, you have to start to integrate the things that are the healthy habits that are going to help you to get to your health and fitness goals now. You need to start incorporating them now so that it becomes a normal part of your life, not always like, okay, uh, let me try and figure out how I can do this today. No, you need to plan that out in advance, because if you might be able to do stuff on the fly and just improvising for the first week or so because it's new and exciting, but after you get tired of it, then what? Then that's when people fall off because they haven't planned, they haven't prepared their mind to be able to know that they're gonna have to, you know, stick to this. The next step is you need to plan out how you are going to measure your progress. All right. So, and this kind of goes back to the first part of what, you know, why do you want to lose weight? So when you have that clear vision of that, now you see, okay, if you want to, um, you know, be able to, I don't know, run a 5K. Well, that's fairly simple because now you need to measure your progress. You can measure some progress based off of your performance as far as running. You know, whether it's you just want to complete it or you want to complete it in a certain time, you can choose your metrics based on that. So the big ideal here is to make sure that you are measuring your progress in more than just in more ways than just stepping on a scale. You know, maybe you want to do some circumference measurements or calipers so that you can see how your body composition is changing. Maybe you need to be tracking uh, how much sleep you're getting and how you feel when you wake up each morning. Maybe you need to be tracking your water intake. Uh, you know, if you are um, going energy wise, you know, maybe you need to write down how you feel on whatever scale each day, and just something that you can look back on and see how maybe it's becoming more consistent as far as you feeling better. You know, if you're on a 1 to 5 scale and 5 is feeling excellent and 1 is feeling like very lethargic and like you don't want to do anything that day, and you start off at a 2, and then, you know, you progress up to where you're consistently a 4. Well, that's huge progress. You know, and this is all based off of your own interpretation of how you're feeling, which is the only interpretation, right? So planning out how you're going to measure progress is a big deal, and you need to have at least 3 ways that you are measuring your progress each week. I would say at least each week you need to have 3 ways that you're measuring progress, because you want to be checking in with yourself on a very consistent and frequent basis. All right. And then with that, you also need to plan out how you want to celebrate milestones. Now, your milestones can include when you hit a certain amount of pounds lost, or when you reach certain weights or whatever, then you can include that in. But I would also say that you need to include milestones like, you know, a whole consecutive week of eating the the meals that you planned out, or a whole week of exercising, whatever it is you plan to do. You know, whatever your plan is, you need to reward yourself based off of your consistency and not just achievements. All right, or results rather. So you have to have the milestones set in that way too, because it gives you more fuel to keep going. And when I say plan out, like how you're gonna celebrate them, that also means like, what are you gonna reward yourself with? Because you don't want to reward yourself with something that's gonna be counterproductive to what you're trying to accomplish. You know, so you can't reward yourself with a beer, or um, you know, a pizza or something like that. You want to reward yourself with something that's going to be productive. One of my clients recently purchased themselves a Fitbit, and this was a reward for their consistency over the last 2 months with sleep and hydration, which was a huge problem that they're having. And that's what you want to really be thinking about. Okay, what can I reward myself with that will be productive uh, towards my goals? You know, and the Fitbit will definitely aid, you know, this person in moving forward with their goals. So you need to do the same thing. How are you going to measure, and how are you going to celebrate those milestones? What milestones are you going to set, and then what are you going to reward yourself with once you reach them? Okay, so the next thing you need to do is you need to get in the mindset of progress and not perfection. And I know you've probably heard that before, but this is so serious, because you have no idea. I've said this probably, you know, like literally like hundreds of times to people. You are trying to be perfect, and that's why you're frustrated. And that's why so many people get frustrated on this journey, is because they're trying to be perfect, and it's kind of a subconscious thing, because uh, people can tend to feel like they're on a slippery slope. Like, oh, this weekend I like totally messed up. Like on Friday night we had this thing, and I ate a little bit too much. I drank a little bit too much. Then Saturday I woke up and I didn't feel like working out, and I skipped my workout. Then my mom called and we went out to eat, and so on and so on. And then, you know, you feel like you lost the whole weekend. You gained a few pounds, and now you've ruined all your progress, which is not the truth. You know, the fact is you had some missteps, and now you need to bounce back. And that's part of the progress, right? That's part of you progressing, is your ability to recover from missteps, right? And your ability to minimize the damage that you're doing in the moment, right? So you want to get in the mindset of progress. I always tell my clients, I always tell them that each meal is an opportunity to start back doing what you're supposed to do. You don't have to wait until the next day. You don't have to wait until the next week. Each meal. So you could be at the restaurant and just have finished eating a meal that you're like, I probably shouldn't have got that. But you don't have to order dessert. Or if you have to order anything, you can order tea. You could just say, hey, I just want another glass of water. I don't want to have dessert with this meal. You know. And that will be a win. That will be something positive that you can pat yourself on the back for, and say, hey, I I didn't do as well as I could have done, but I definitely cut my losses. And sometimes that's what you have to do, you know. And even progress could be, hey, I knew that I was gonna go out to eat, and I budgeted in me eating what I wanted to eat at this restaurant. And I ate what I wanted to eat. No, it wasn't something that was really productive towards my goals, but it's something that had been on my mind and I had a taste for it. And you know what? I had it. It fit within my calories, and I'm okay with it. That's progress, because that means that you were thinking ahead. That means that you didn't just say, "Oh well, I'm just gonna do what I feel like doing." You actually took time to think about it, and now you're able to enjoy yourself, and you know that's it. You can move on, keep doing what you need to do. That is what progress looks like over perfection, because a perfectionist would totally just fall off after that. All right, so the final thing that you need to do in order to develop a winning mindset for to lose weight is to put your blinders on. You need to already, start safeguarding what it is that, who it is you're going to be paying attention to, you're going to be listening to, all of these things. You need to start running your own race. I hear so many times that people feel like they're missing out because they're not eating certain foods, or they're not drinking as much as they used to. And I always ask, what do you feel like you're missing out on? If it's, especially when in most cases it's a restaurant you've been to before, or it's food you've already had before, it's drinks you've already drank before. Excuse me. What is it that you're actually missing out on? Or they feel jealous because their friends get to eat. I don't know why they're friends, but their friends get to eat what it is that they want to eat, and they don't show it. Like their waistline, they don't show it in their waistlines. They're not heavy or anything like that, so they feel bad because of that. And with that, do you really think that you're missing out on something just because of that? Like, no. There's still something happening internally, and I don't wish bad on anybody, but the fact of the matter is, whether it shows on your waistline or on the scale, the foods that you eat, if you're eating a bunch of junk, there's still consequences for that. I've worked with people, and even and known of many more people who don't look it, but are dealing with chronic disease. They're dealing with hypertension or diabetes, or cardiovascular issues because of their dietary habits, because they're sedentary, because they don't sleep well, because they're not hydrated. So just because you're now making a conscious effort to take care of your body, and they're able to not, you're not, when you put it like that, are you missing out on anything? No, you're gaining something. You're gaining health. Okay? Like, that's what you have to be in the mindset of, and you have to make sure that you're not looking at things in that way, and for that matter, you're not looking at what anybody else is doing at all. You need to focus on you and your own journey. And you'll find that the more confident and secure you are with what you're doing to achieve your weight loss goals, to achieve your fitness goals, is going to rub off on other people, and they'll be looking like, okay, I really need to, do better, because if you want better for yourself, you definitely you definitely should want better for your family, for your friends. So if they are eating crazy, and it's like, it can be tempting, if it's food, how it tastes, and you like, oh, that would taste really good, but I'm not eating that today. It can be tempting. I understand that, but don't look at it from the aspect of you're missing out on something. Don't look at these things from the aspect of, okay, I'm not being social or whatever. Like, we have this toxic culture around food where it's basically like, if you're eating healthy, or engaging in healthy activity, then it's a punishment. Eating healthy food is a punishment. It's boring. It's lame. Working out is just a time suck. But when you're eating unhealthy processed foods, you're living life to the fullest. How butt backwards is that? Like, don't get caught up in that, because it's absolutely false. there's so many ways that you can enjoy food, enjoy exercise, that you can appreciate getting enough sleep. You just have to start doing it, and really be, just confident in that. Just, hey, I'm doing what I need to do to be healthy, and it's gonna pay off both in the short term and in the long term. Okay, because you're not missing out on anything by not taking care of yourself. So put those blinders on, because I know that that is big for a lot of people, especially as the world opens back up and we're around more people, we're celebrating with folks and going out to eat and all that good stuff. This needs to be something that you do immediately. Put those blinders on. Make sure that when you go out, you order first. You don't let others influence what you're gonna do. And if you put those blinders on, you do the other things I mentioned here today. You write down why you want to lose weight, your unhealthy goal, your unhealthy habits that you currently have that you need to address. You start to do these things, you're gonna get the vision, and it's gonna be much easier for you along this journey when you come up against different challenges. Then you start to prepare your mind for making time and your planning out how you're going to measure your progress, how you're going to set your milestones and celebrate them. And you get into the progress mindset. These are things that just makes it much smoother in terms of I guess, in contrast to the emotional roller coaster that a lot of people are on when they go through this, because they get frustrated with plateaus and stuff like that. But you start to do these things, and you'll mentally and emotionally be able to handle them. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to, make sure I address this, because building your mindset it is the most important thing that you can do for long-term and sustainable success with your health and fitness. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you got something from this. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Go ahead and subscribe and turn on those post notifications. Share this with a friend that needs to hear it, and I will catch you on the next video.